Ali Abdaal might have cracked the code on turning an audience into $1 million business. You see, in 2018, he was a full-time doctor who started YouTube on the side. Flash forward 24 months and he was pulling in over $1.2 million a year off of his YouTube channel. That led him to quit his day job and pursue YouTube full-time, and today he's pulling in over $5 million per year. But that's not with AdSense or sponsorships or all the things that normal YouTubers typically do. Why is Ali doing so much better? And what can we learn from the way he sells his products and services? And the true test to whether his funnel is optimized or not will be by the end of this video. Somebody who is growing on YouTube myself, will I pull out my wallet and send him $1, $1,000, or $5,000 by the end of this video? Well, we'll see how good the funnel is. Let's dive into it. So this is his homepage for the Part-Time YouTuber Academy. And immediately they lead with the promise: we help you grow on YouTube way faster. Our courses condense 6 years of experience into a few hours. We learn the lessons the hard way so you don't have to. So it's leading with the promise: we help you grow on YouTube way faster. Our courses condense 6 years, again, of experience into a few hours. So what they want without what they don't want. Learning lessons the hard way. You don't want to learn lessons the hard way. But the next thing after the headline that I really like on this landing page is this animation on the bottom. So this thing sliding as you sit here is kind of pulling you in. And the reason why I like this is the industry standard for people not scrolling, just literally landing on your landing page and bouncing, is 50%. So anything we can do to engage people, movement below the fold, anything that will pull people down is going to be really, really good. The other reason why I like this is it's immediately proving the claim he just made, right? Growing on YouTube way faster through really leveraging what they've learned over 6 years. And they're showing big YouTubers, right? People that you probably know, and these crazy charts like Iman Gadzhi. You're thinking, oh wow, Iman's so famous. He has 4 million subscribers. You've probably seen our video we did on him. And you can see like, oh wow, Ali's the reason why he got this success. And just that graph, like right there in the beginning, it's just insane. And then next it says, we've helped 3,847 creators start and grow a successful YouTube channel. I like this because it's very, very specific, which means people are going to believe it more. Rather than just saying 3,000 plus, I love that they're specific. And they have, again, some big faces that you've probably seen, more reviews, and they're just backing up the claim they made. And then they go over Ali Abdaal and just, his story, the accolades. He's got $4 million in revenue each year and 4,500 subscribers. That's a little outdated. He's doing over $5 billion per year now. And then it says our courses are for these people. And then they have this section where you can explore the library of courses. So again, they have a $1 course, a $100 course, and a $5,000 course. So let's look at the Part-Time YouTuber Academy, because I believe that's probably bringing in the bulk of their revenue. So big promise. Once again, we help you grow your YouTube channel way faster while saving you hours every week. When you create a headline for your landing pages, you want it to speak more often to the problem that people want solved, right? Either the problem they want solved or the solution they want, right? The big dream outcome, right? So we help you grow your YouTube channel faster. So we help you get the result you want in less of a time horizon, right? And if you've read $100 million offers, you're familiar with the value equation, which is value equals the dream outcome multiplied by the perceived likelihood of achievement, right? So how big is the outcome, right? So here it's growing on YouTube, and you're kind of inferring based on these other people, you could get, maybe 1 million subscribers, right? And you can do that faster, which is the bottom part of the equation, which is effort and sacrifice it takes to get there, multiplied by the time delay. So he's decreasing the time, okay? Saving you hours every week, which is kind of the effort and the sacrifice that it's going to take to get there. So this is just really Alex Hormozi's value equation in a headline. It says, discover the proven strategies and techniques to thrive on YouTube without quitting your day job, right? So promise without what you don't want. And they have a call to action here, which says enroll now. And I don't know if this is just a European thing, but it has no L, right? Or it only has one L, I should say. They just take that L off. It drives me crazy that they just have one L. So the next section here is this video, and this video is really, really solid. It speaks to, again, the problems they are experiencing, what they want, what they don't want, just all of the makeup of really good copy. And I heard Ali recently say on an interview that he read the book Copywriting Secrets by Jim Edwards.
And then when it came to the landing page, Jim Edwards' book Copywriting Secrets has a chapter about how to write a landing page, like the 13-step formula. So we literally went through and just followed the 13-step formula, and the landing page became really good and started converting really well. Just like, what? A guy who's an expert on this has written a book about it. I just followed the process in the book. It works. we made 6 times as much money as we did previously.
And then immediately after the video, there is kind of written copy on a lot of what would be inside the video. So if you're not somebody who wants to watch a video, you can read the copy, or at least skim through it and see. And the first thing he leads with is the story, right? He had 0 views, 0 subscribers, and $0 in revenue, and he knew nothing, right? He wasn't this born prodigy. This is probably following something similar to Russell Brunson's kind of hero framework. So you can see here, he's starting with the current situation that his avatar is at 50 to 60 hours per week in the hospital, right? Working a full-time job, commuting 2 hours a day, and trying to maintain my health and social life, which didn't leave a lot of time for YouTube, right? This is a problem they're experiencing, but he wanted this end result: freedom, flexibility, right? Profitable and sustainable YouTube channel. 18 months later, his YouTube channel reached 100,000 subscribers, and he was making as much money as his full-time job was as a doctor. 2 years later, he was making $1 million in revenue and hit 1 million subscribers. And he finally made the decision to quit his day job. Now he's been a part-time YouTuber for 6 years and has gone from 0 to 4.3 million subscribers, right? So he's at the end state, and this cannot really be overstated at how much this helps him grow this business, right? He is the perfect case study of his product. And if you're not the perfect case study of your product, then oftentimes it's gonna be much harder to sell. And then again, he keeps going over the same exact thing. He has books published by Penguin. His videos have changed people's lives. He has freedom, fun, and flexibility. He's promoting the promise, and then he backs it up, right? He has 325 million views and he has 4 million subscribers, right? YouTube has completely changed his life, which is what these people want that are on this page. Watch this framework. What does he do? He makes a claim and then immediately he backs it up with a case study showing this insane graph. I'm just saying, I'm getting a lot closer to purchasing by seeing all of these case studies. We'll see if I whip out my wallet in a few minutes here. Next up, he goes over the simple secret formula to 100,000 subscribers. And he says there's no secret to building a life-changing YouTube channel. You have to create videos, post them on YouTube once a week, and repeat this for at least 2 years, which sounds extremely boring, right? And at this point in the page, I was kind of like, all right, why would I buy the course? He's saying, I personally guarantee if you follow this formula, it'll change your life in ways you can't imagine. But I don't need the course in order to go do that, right? But he says you probably already knew that. All that stuff is easy in theory, but execution, it's difficult. Why? And that is amazing copy because he's speaking to the conversation that's going on in your head. You're reading that, you're saying, okay, I already knew that, right? And he says that exact thing. So he leads into the next thing. Why do few creators actually succeed on YouTube? One word: time. Growing on YouTube is hard because it takes a lot of time. Okay, once again, right? He's just kind of saying something that I already know, right? There's dozens of ways in which YouTube sucks up your spare time. Strategy, idea generation, scripting, titles and thumbnails, editing, filming, monetizing, and staying up to date while juggling your job, relationships, family, and health. So again, he's speaking to exactly where his audience is at, which you have to take a step back and say he understands where they're at, right? Partially because he's been there, and partially probably because he did the preliminary work of really diagnosing what his audience cares about, what problems they're struggling with, so he can put that into the copy. Great copy takes a ton of time, which is the reason why great copywriters charge $10,000, $15,000 for a letter like this one, right? Sometimes even more, maybe $50,000 for a letter like this one, if you're hiring the best copywriter, right? And then he goes on, he says, I'm not saying that you can't figure all this out on your own, but it did take me 6 years and $100,000 in courses and coaching. So something he did there is really, really smart. Two things. One, again, he's going over, he got the result, but he did it in a very painful way that you can avoid by working with him. The second thing he did is he's adding a price marinade here, where he says he spent $100,000 in courses and coaching, okay? The reason why that's smart is now you have this price, $100,000 lingering in your head. So when you get made an offer to buy his course for $995, what does it seem like? Not very much, right? As opposed to going the hard route and spending $100,000, right? Then he says there's thousands of hours of videos, teaching you all these things, but all of those videos will take thousands of hours to watch and thousands of hours to implement. That is a very good way to position this. He knows information is free, but if he can just give this to you in a shortcutted, templatized version, it's going to shortcut your learning curve. And once again, I'm one step closer to buying this course. And of course, he backs it up again with another result. And then he goes into another headline. So how do you succeed on YouTube without giving up all your spare time? you build a content production system. That's the secret. Now, there might be something you're missing here. This section is genius because this is the first time that he has truly separated himself from allowing you as the viewer to go and to kind of DIY this, to go and do this on your own, right? Or to go and to buy another course, right? Because he's created here a unique mechanism. And what a unique mechanism is really the bridge, the vehicle that you're pitching to get somebody from where they are to where they want to be, right? So this content production system is the secret. It's the thing. It's the reason why if you try it on YouTube, you haven't yet got the result you want, right? If you can systematize and operationalize a YouTube channel, you'll be able to pump out high quality content that helps your audience and grows your channel without the thing you don't want, which is sacrificing all of your time. He talks about McDonald's using it as an analogy, right? They systematize their business. The systems are so good, so involved that you get ridiculous volumes of product in a ridiculous short time. And just like McDonald's, and in fact, all of their businesses, you want to build a system around your YouTube channel, right? So now he's selling systems. You need systems to do all of these things. And he's saying, I've built these systems for my channel and I can help you build yours too. This is the thing about long copy is oftentimes it's just harping on the same point once and once again, because it's driving it into your head in different ways. But he does something extremely smart right here. So again, he's leading with the promise, right? 1.2 million subscribers, $1 million in revenue while working full time, all the way to 4.3 million subscribers and $4.6 million in revenue while working under 10 hours per week on the channel. Mind blown, right? Like that's the result I could get by taking this course. Look at all of these different things he has here. What are all of these? These are all more unique mechanisms, right? You have one mechanism, which is the content production system. But within that, he has all these different mechanisms, right? His niche discovery framework, right? It's not just, we'll teach you how to pick a niche. It's the niche discovery framework or the outsourcing almanac. What does that mean? I have no idea. But rather than saying, we're going to teach you how to outsource, your editing, all the stuff, he says, you're going to get the outsourcing almanac, right? It's making a mechanism out of something he's probably already going to give you. The perfect packaging process, the Hives framework, the infinite content engine, the idea generation machine, right? He says, okay, that's a lot of stuff, but does this actually work, right? So he's going over all this stuff. He's showing the mechanisms. And then once again, what is he going to do? He's going to prove it, right? He's going to show all these charts, all of these video testimonials, and this same exact thing is going to get repeated and repeated and repeated because the burden of proof is on Ali. He's making all these claims and now he needs to back it up. And you can't really get to the end of this page without saying, wow, this program works, right? And he's also showing it helps beginners, right? Up here he showed it helps beginners, but then down here it's saying we've helped intermediate YouTubers that came to him, right? Like Tiago Forte and all these different people. And once again, it's chart and then it's video. He's not saying it's enough just to show a written testimonial. He's showing as much as possible, which the more you can do, the better. I know it's hard work to get all this stuff, but the more you can do, the better. And now at this point, he answers the big floating question in all of our heads. You see that it's worked for him. You see that it worked for all of these other creators. You get how this all works, but will it work for you? And he says, well, that depends. And I love this copy because a lot of people, they're like, yeah, it works. And they just try and hype you up, right? And we're all used to that. He takes a different approach. He takes this approach of integrity. He says, it certainly isn't a magic bullet. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. Success on YouTube is probabilistic. We can help you save time and teach you what you need to know to stack the deck in your favor, right? I just love the fact that he's kind of leaning into this idea of just being super transparent, right? And that's great for multiple reasons. One, it's great for his brand because he's not going to destroy his brand by making a bunch of promises he can't keep. And secondly, he's going to get better customers because these are people who are going to show up, they're going to do the work, and they're going to put in the time, right? So he says, let's start with who the course won't work for. He dequalifies people who aren't willing to put in the work. And then he goes over who the course is for, right? So he gets to this point, right? And he says, if you're committed to growing your online brand and putting yourself in the best position, then this is for you. And he goes over why these specific people based on subscriber count, why it's a good fit for them, right? So you can come here and say, okay, I'm in this spot. This is why it's good for me. And it's going to speak directly to me, right? Because that's the question that people are asking. And they go over the refund rate, right? They're taking over the risk, right? It's called a risk reversal. If you've read Alex Hormozi's book, it's in there. And he goes over what's actually in the course, what the course curriculum looks like, right? He's answering these questions. He's just pushing people over the edge. And then he goes over bonuses, which is stacking the deck even more, giving you all the more reason to buy. they're worth over $949, right? Which is basically as much as the course. So you're like, oh man, I get all of this stuff for free when I buy the course. And then finally, they drop the cost of the course. This might work better if he says, well, how much is the investment? That word typically resonates better with people rather than cost or price. And he says you could pay up to $10,000 an hour for a Zoom call with me, right? Again, he's price marinating. You could pay $10,000 for an hour, or you can get everything I know for $1,000. He says the price and he stacks all of these things. And this is actually something interesting. As I was prepping for this video, I saw an ad that said payment plans available, which was a really smart ad. It was a retargeting ad. But when I went there, I couldn't actually find where this was. So maybe this is old information, which in that case, I need to remove this. Or maybe this is just very hard to find. That's kind of a UX issue they need to fix. But yeah, they stack the offer once again, showing you all of the stuff you get, which makes you want it that much more. And then once again, he's harping on these free bonuses, pushing you to enroll. And then again, risk reversal, 100% satisfaction, money back guarantee. If we do the work, you don't get the result, and for whatever reason, you're not happy, you can email them and they'll happily refund your entire payment. And they have an FAQ, right? Which again, is just going to answer the questions people are going to have. Do you need to have a YouTube channel, right? What experience should you have? And so on. And this is going to allow them to, one, cut out their customer service tickets, but secondly, push people over the edge to where they don't forget about it. You don't leave with unanswered questions, which is going to lead people to not buy. And then here they have this question, is it possible to pay installments? And they say, absolutely, you can actually pay in 3 installments. What's interesting about this is I'm not seeing that anywhere else on this page. So I'm not seeing how I can actually do that. Maybe I have to email them. In that case, you're probably going to lose sales. So they really need to make that more clear, or just remove it altogether if they're not going to offer it. Because again, payment plans available, but they don't show where that is. Then the next thing they have, need a hand, still not sure, just want to chat, drop us an email. And this is actually hyperlinked, which is super smart. If I click that, it'll take me straight into an email. And then lastly, they call to action once again. They're just highlighting the offer once again, trying to push you over the edge and just show you everything you're going to get. Okay. So now we're at the point we've all been waiting for. Is this funnel good enough? Is this offer good enough? Was the copywriting good enough to get me to pull out my wallet and send Ali almost $1,000? Drum roll, please. The answer is yes. I think for the price of $1,000 for me in my position, where we're at 3,500 subscribers at the time of recording this, growing our YouTube as a means of lead generation, I think that this is a no-brainer for me. So let's check out, unless there's a bug or something that's going to keep us from checking out. So if we click enroll now, it'll take us to this checkout page. This is hosted on Stripe. Really like this page. I like how they added in these reviews, just that last little bit of social proof to push you over the edge. They have some really easy checkout options, which make it that much easier to purchase it. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's use Google Pay, and boom, just like that, we are inside the Part-Time YouTuber Academy, and it says we'll receive an email confirmation shortly. So congratulations, Ali Abdaal, for creating a funnel so good that I had to pull out my wallet and spend $1,000. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see how one of Ali's students applied these strategies to grow his own business to $80 million per year, check out this one where we break down Iman Gadzhi's funnel. I'll see you there.